It covers more than a third of our planet, a liquid expanse vaster than all the continents combined. For 200 million years, this primordial ocean has teemed with exuberant life and has been the crucible for the creation of new species, shaping the biological destiny of the Earth. The Moon's cyclical power governs the globe's major weather systems, its influence felt by every creature that populates our world. Within its azure depths, true leviathans have set themselves in motion. Grey whales begin their long journey south, majestically following the coast of California. Two months ago, they left the rich feeding grounds of the icy Arctic waters and will now swim almost without interruption until they reach their final destination. The grey whale thus completes the longest known migration of any mammal, a spectacular round-trip journey stretching 16,000 to 19,000 kilometers. And all this colossal effort is made to reach a unique place, a set of 3 massive lagoons nestled on the west coast of the Baja California Peninsula in Mexico. The first whales begin to appear as early as January. The pregnant females, who conceived in this very place the previous year, have returned to give birth in these protective waters. Meanwhile, the other adults seek to mate, thus perpetuating the cycle of life. Stretching 26 kilometers long and 6.5 kilometers wide, the San Ignacio Lagoon is the last intact whale nursery on our planet. Connected to the Pacific Ocean by a narrow sandy channel, it forms an ecosystem in its own right. Powerful ocean currents constantly infuse these waters with food and welcome visitors from the depths, each following its own seasonality. Swarms of migrating squid find their way here, only to be devoured in turn by young great white sharks. 4 of the world's 7 species of sea turtles come here to feed. In late autumn, the pristine mangroves bordering the lagoon welcome a multitude of nesting birds. The tidal cycle is absolutely essential to the health of this ecosystem, down to the smallest invertebrate. The receding waters perform a natural cleansing of the lagoon. Decaying matter is then carried out to the ocean to be recycled. The rising tide, in turn, brings vital nutrients and oxygen-rich water. The evergreen mangroves work tirelessly, 24 hours a day. An endless labyrinth of roots firmly anchored in the sand protects the salt marsh from the fury of hurricanes and storm surges. Below, hundreds of species find a welcome refuge. Crabs, fish eggs, and fry thrive in the protective shade of this tangled vegetation. At least 70% of the world's tropical fish depend on mangroves like these for part of their life cycle. The lagoon's abundant wealth also attracts visitors from the air. Here is the osprey. These powerful raptors build their nests on almost any elevated structure to keep their young high up and safe from predators. The roof of an old, abandoned latrine thus does the job perfectly. The adults take turns hunting, as wandering crows would be delighted to snatch a defenseless chick. At just 1 month old, the young cannot yet fly, but they already know how to keep their nest clean. With a lifespan of 20 years, the osprey can travel more than 240,000 kilometers in its lifetime, always in search of good hunting grounds. No one knows how or when the whales discovered this desert sanctuary, but it has everything a mother could desire: a muddy bottom, rich in food, extra salty water that helps newborns float, and unparalleled security. And while orcas set deadly ambushes for whale calves on the open sea, they would never dare to venture into a shallow lagoon teeming with 1,000 adult grey whales. The mothers tirelessly guide their calves from one end of the lagoon to the other, thus building their strength and endurance for the long and perilous journey back. It was during the 1850s that whalers made the fateful discovery of these sanctuary lagoons. Harpooning a calf was enough to learn, in the most brutal way possible, what a 15-meter, 40-ton mother was capable of inflicting on a simple boat. The legend, doubtless based on a terrible reality, tells that 1 in 4 whalers who braved these waters was maimed or killed. The survivors had another name for these fiercely protective mothers: devilfish. Yet they hunted the grey whales for nearly a century. Today, the grey whale is a protected species, and it is they who seek us out. You are about to witness one of nature's greatest and most magnificent mysteries, a phenomenon that began in the 1970s and only occurs in the nursery lagoons of Baja California. Mother whales deliberately approach the fishing boats, accompanied by their calves. Some even go so far as to lift their newborns out of the water, bringing them face to face with the very species that pushed these cetaceans to the brink of extinction. Some of these interactions last for a fleeting moment, others continue for a full hour. When they leave the protection of the lagoons, this behavior mysteriously ceases. Atlantic grey whales were hunted to complete extinction in the 1940s. At the same time, only a few hundred grey whales remained in the Pacific. Today, thanks to conservation efforts, their population is estimated at around 20,000 individuals. In May, the whales have left, swimming north, back to the Arctic. If this young calf survives the perils of the wild Pacific, she will be ready for motherhood in about 8 years. Some migrations remain an unfathomable mystery. Very little is known about the rare and elusive Black Sea nettle jellyfish. It was only described and named by science in 1997. These jellyfish roam the Pacific between Southern California and Baja California, feeding on phytoplankton and smaller jellyfish. As an adult, the bell of a Black Sea nettle jellyfish can reach 1 meter in diameter, with stinging tentacles 7.5 meters long. About every 10 years, they appear in swarms of hundreds, then disappear again into the abyssal depths. The Pacific Ocean seems to have been tailor-made for secretive carnivores. Every year in October, great white sharks begin to gather near Guadalupe Island, off the coast of Mexico. The males, measuring 3.5 to 5 meters and weighing up to 900 kilograms, arrive first. They are intimidating, but they are eclipsed by the arrival of the ladies. The females arrive a month later, and they can be true giants, measuring up to 6 meters long and weighing 3,200 kilograms. What exactly they do here, no one knows for sure. A congregation of the sexes suggests mating, but pregnant females are also present. Perhaps they are here to ambush migrating elephant seals. We have 5 senses. 450 million years of evolution have endowed these super predators with 7. But these gifts are useless against nets, hooks, and long lines. We once thought that females could not reproduce before the age of 15. We were wrong. Make it 30 years. The foolish notion of marauding sharks has begun to fade, just like many shark species. We kill 100 million of them each year for sport, baseless folk medicine, and even for cosmetics. When the festivities on Guadalupe Island end, this shark heads east in search of sea lions. It knows exactly where to find them. Imposing volcanic cliffs mark the entrance to the Sea of Cortez, a 1,100-kilometer-long slice of blue water between mainland Mexico and the Baja California Peninsula. This rocky finger of land broke away from the mainland about 7 million years ago and began to slide westward. The Pacific waters then filled the void. The Sea of Cortez is the most diverse sea on the planet, home to more than 5,000 species of fish and invertebrates. Ceaseless tides, southerly winds, and sun-warmed water upwelling from the depths create strong currents, a perpetual engine that fuels this unique ecosystem. The current pulls nutrients from the cold depths, feeding sea fans and plankton, the best fish food there is. Hungry mobula rays gather by the hundreds, gliding gracefully through the water column. This ancient cousin of the shark measures less than 1 meter from wingtip to wingtip. Unlike great white sharks, which have been tracked by satellite for decades, very little is known about the migration patterns of mobulas. But they only have one pup at a time. Scooping up plankton in mass is an effective feeding strategy, but it is also dangerous for their survival. A single commercial fishing boat could decimate this school in a few hours. The mobula has reached near-threatened status. Plankton eaters come in all shapes and sizes, but none are more important than these. Kilogram for kilogram, these are probably the most nutritious fish in the world. The sardine, the anchovy, and the herring, the superfood of the oceans. They feed countless carnivores above and below the surface. Large schools roam the eastern Pacific and the Sea of Cortez, migrating, feeding, spawning. The sardine has one brief mission in life: to reproduce before something or someone eats it. When the United States went to war in 1917, so did the sardine. It was the perfect food to can for feeding millions of soldiers. The sardine supply seemed endless. Decades without regulation had consequences. By the end of World War II, the sardines had disappeared. A total collapse of the sardine fishery in the eastern Pacific, which has never fully recovered. A single sardine is defenseless, but they find safety in numbers. Disappearing into a shimmering silver ribbon is an excellent way to avoid being spotted. But not everyone is dazzled by the show. There is always a predator or two that can break through your defenses. Striped marlins find a school of sardines hiding in the depths and inexorably push it toward the surface. Sea lions spot the action and join the frenzied hunt. The sardines are surrounded by the fastest pinniped and the second fastest billfish on the planet. There is nowhere to run or hide. Measuring 3 meters and weighing 180 kilograms, the striped marlin can reach 80 kilometers per hour. The sardines' last hope is to form a tight bait ball, exhaust their attackers, and disappear into the rocks. The predators carefully synchronize their dives. Being speared or rammed could be fatal. Fish blood in the water is like a siren's song, calling the hungry from kilometers around. Sea lions are among the favorite meals of great white sharks, and they know it. This one seems to be just passing through. Yet one brave soul keeps an eye on the intruder while the others scramble for cover. These hunters will venture nearly 480 kilometers offshore in search of food, but this is their kingdom, shallow rocky waters. Few creatures navigate the crashing waves and ripping currents like the California sea lion. They are indeed the queens of the coastline. They can sprint at 40 kilometers per hour, avoiding predators or catching prey. Unlike their cousin the seal, this mammal has external ear flaps, long front flippers for walking on land, and they are very social. A colony can number up to 1,500 individuals. But there is no doubt about who is in charge here. Measuring 2.1 meters and weighing over 360 kilograms, this dominant male has about 20 females in his harem. There are no lazy kings among the pinnipeds. A contender for the throne must be as big and fat as possible. If he can beat the reigning champion, the male's work is just beginning. He fasts, living off his stored fat, while defending his patch of rock against rivals. Most males last only a few weeks before a rival drives them away. Females can reach 1.8 meters and 45 kilograms, and like most parents, there is no rest for the brave. Experienced mothers turn back to take a breath, their eyes never leaving the pups. The juveniles are like puppies, full of energy and mischief. Anything interesting must be investigated. Antagonizing the ladies is just good, clean fun. But make no mistake, a sea lion will let you know when it has had enough of your nonsense. Despite all its acrobatic grace, the California sea lion is a deep-diving champion, and it is built for it. It can collapse its lungs and slow its heart rate from 90 to just 20 beats per minute. Blood is diverted from non-essential tissues so that specialized muscles can capture the extra oxygen. All of this allows it to hold its breath for 15 minutes and safely dive to 275 meters in search of squid. Three dozen islands are scattered throughout the Sea of Cortez, most created by explosive volcanic activity. Some are tiny barren pieces of rock, others are large enough to have their own ecosystem and grow the largest cactus on the planet, the mighty carden. These slow-growing succulents can live for hundreds of years. A giant can reach 18 meters high, 2.7 meters in diameter, and weigh 25 tons. The carden scoffs at the worst hurricanes. They spend months in this desert furnace without a drop of rain. But when it comes to reproduction, this cactus has a problem: pollination. These nodules near the top are flowers, but they are hermetically sealed. Opening them in the heat of the day is a bad idea. Mother Nature has a solution: a secret army of pollinators. Without it, the reign of the mighty carden would come to an end. When night falls, the flowers open, emitting a pungent odor. Hungry pallid bats emerge from their caves and follow their sense of smell. Other bats have developed long tongues to efficiently extract nectar. Not the pallid bat, but it is the carden's best friend. Working hard for every drop of sweet liquid, they get covered in a layer of pollen. Flitting from flower to flower, they pollinate the cacti. The bats get an energy drink and the carden gets to reproduce. Pallid bats are the size of a mouse with the wingspan of a crow. They are also well equipped to climb, crawl, and hunt. Like other bats, they use echolocation to fly. Then they go silent. Extra large ears are designed to locate the slightest sound. Sooner or later, the prey reveals itself. In close combat, the scorpion always loses. Some scorpion stings could easily kill a mammal of this size, but these predators seem immune to the venom. A pallid bat can eat half its body weight in one night. As the night shift ends its duty, a whole new team of hunters takes over, the common dolphin. It prefers shallow coastal waters where fish are easier to trap. Small groups join together, sometimes by the hundreds. The dolphin is one of evolution's great masterpieces, perhaps second only to us in intelligence. About 55 million years ago, its ancestor was a wolf-like land creature. Eventually, the nostrils moved to the top of its head, and the leg bones fused to form flippers. Its brain grew by leaps and bounds. The dolphin as we know it emerged about 10 million years ago. New studies suggest their echolocation is far more complex than we ever imagined. The dolphin sends out a focused train of clicks, like a flashlight beam. The sound bounces back, creating a rapid series of 3D images in its brain. Even in ink-black water, they see the world around them. It is as if they are watching a 3D movie with their ears. Some predators prefer to act alone. Cormorants have been hunting this way for 70 million years. Their ancestors roamed the seas when dinosaurs walked the earth. Besides dense bones and wettable feathers, you would think evolution gave it special eyes. Not at all. Down here, they see no better than you do. What they have is excellent technique. Holding their breath for 3 minutes or more, they can dive 45 meters deep, flush out a fish and grab it. These birds work hard for every meal. Others live in a penthouse and get room service. Here are the brown pelican chicks. For now, they are perfectly camouflaged to match the guano-covered rock. It is late morning, and you can almost hear their bellies rumbling. Each one will consume more than 45 kilograms of fish before it can fly. That's in 2 months. Until then, Mum and Dad are at work. The pelican may look amusing to us, but it is a formidable predator. With a wingspan of just under 2.1 meters, they glide low over the water. You are looking at a true living fossil, almost unchanged for 30 million years. Evolution gave the pelican its seal of approval when our ancestors were small, fuzzy monkeys. This is what the pelicans are looking for, the sardine. Here, a splash is a dinner bell. Everyone comes running. Brown pelicans dive from a height of up to 30 meters. Just before hitting the water, their body pivots, protecting the neck. Air sacs under the skin absorb the impact. The shockwave stuns fish 2 meters deep. Their beak expands like a balloon, scooping up 11 liters of water and sardines. Everyone will eat their fill today. To our eyes, the ocean can look like an alien world. But there are highways, rest stops, and small towns. The big cities are seamounts, ancient volcanoes. The Pacific has far more of them than any other ocean. Some are rocky spikes, others are vast mountain ranges. Seamounts make up the largest single habitat on Earth, larger than deserts or rainforests. Currents that hit the rock are pushed toward the surface. The nutrient-rich water feeds plankton, and the plankton feeds giants. As an adult, the giant manta ray can reach a wingspan of 7 meters and weigh 1,360 kilograms. They have been gliding through the oceans for about 20 million years. Science is just beginning to unlock their secrets. These rays have the largest brain of any fish. A manta ray, like a dolphin, can recognize itself in a mirror. As social animals, they feed cooperatively. New research indicates they can change their colors and patterns. We might well be counting the same rays over and over again. Like all rays, the demand for their gill plates has exploded, and so has the trade in hunting them. Females have only one pup every 2 to 7 years. The giant manta ray is on the fast track to extinction. The Galapagos Islands, off the coast of Ecuador. An 8 million year experiment concocted by plate tectonics and the Pacific Ocean. Land iguanas washed ashore here around the time the islands were formed. Some went inland, others adapted to life on the shore. Weighing 12 kilograms and measuring 1.2 meters long, the males are 3 times larger than the females. The Galapagos marine iguana is the only sea lizard in the world. These agile swimmers can hold their breath for up to an hour. They are probably the most dangerous vegetarians you will ever meet. Tossed by the waves, the iguana clings to the rock and gorges on algae. The Galapagos are right on the equator, but this is no tropical beach. A powerful current from Antarctica flows through the islands. These waters are full of nutrients and quite cool. A 10-minute swim can cause a reptile to lose a third of its body heat, so they only feed once a day. The rest of their time is spent warming up. Special nasal glands cleanse the excess salt from their blood. The largest males gather harems, which means keeping challengers at bay. A head bob is the warning, don't make me come over there. But when your bluff is called, you go to battle. The only thing hurt is the loser's pride. If the iguanas are the old-timers here, meet the newcomer, the Galapagos giant tortoise. They split from the Argentine tortoise only 2 million years ago. Like the iguana, enough of them washed ashore here and evolution worked its magic. It is a phenomenon called island gigantism. No predators, no competitors, and unlimited food can quickly turn a little guy into a monster. a monster that eats salad and naps 16 hours a day. As an adult, it can reach 1.5 meters in diameter and weigh over 225 kilograms. This herbivore can survive without food or water for up to a year, a feat that nearly wiped it out. When whalers and pirates realized the tortoise could provide fresh meat for months, the pillaging began and continued for 200 years. Although they are protected today, only 10% remain. The study of the curious creatures of the Galapagos inspired Darwin's theory of natural selection, but he only saw half the story. The rest is out there. The Galapagos Islands lie at the intersection of three major currents, offering a buffet of plankton, krill, and fish eggs. Migrating whale sharks gather here. It is the largest fish that has ever lived, averaging 9 meters long and weighing 9,000 kilograms. As the shark rushes through the water, filter pads direct water out of the gills, trapping food. Under the right conditions, a whale shark can consume 3 million calories in a day. Like a 5-star hotel, the Galapagos attract guests from afar. Humpback whales from Antarctica meet here to mate. Sea turtles entrust their eggs to the beaches. And in the depths, exclusive clubs gather. This is one of the last places on Earth where the scalloped hammerhead shark gathers in numbers. During the day, they navigate near the shore. These predators hunt with cutting-edge technology. The curves of their hammer-shaped head give it more receptors to detect electrical fields. The advantage comes at night, when they venture into the open sea. Hammerheads navigate using the Earth's magnetic field. Under the cover of darkness, squid rise from the depths to feed. They find an army of hammerheads waiting for them, focusing on the tiny electrical currents of their nervous systems. These sharks once reigned at the top of the food chain. Today, they are at the top of poachers' wish lists. The scalloped hammerhead disappeared from the Mediterranean in the 1960s. "89% have disappeared from the Atlantic, 99% from the waters of South Africa. It takes 15 years to replace a single poached female. Even these schools in the Galapagos are just a shadow of what they once were. Created by moving continents and molten rock, stretching from Asia to the Americas, from pole to pole, these waters reigned supreme long before humans walked the earth. This ocean touches every creature in every sea and sustains life on our planet. This is the wild Pacific, a magnificent and fragile heritage that we must preserve at all costs.